Howdy everybody. EDC here on this Tuesday morning, 2 days before Thanksgiving. Hope everybody is doing well. I know this is about to kick off the holiday season. A lot of people will be traveling, seeing loved ones. Just an awesome time of the year. On a personal note, today is actually my anniversary, my 9th wedding anniversary to my lovely wife Michelle. She has put up with me now 9 years today, so just want to do a quick shout out to her on this morning. But anyway, getting back to what we came for, we are looking at what I'm calling a series of knives called EDC Icons. Granted, this is subjective. This is just my opinion, but what I'm doing here is I'm just fastly looking over some knives that I'm sure if you're in the knife game, you're in, this is your passion or your hobby, you're going to be well aware of these knives. If you're not, if you're new to knives and knife collecting, the knife enthusiast game, you may have heard someone talk about these knives, or it's definitely some knives that getting into it you may want to take a look at. So no matter how you fall in that category, again, totally subjective, but I think these are just time-tested classics in the knife game that are tried and true. They have sold an inordinate amount of units over the years, and there's a reason why. I really believe that because they're some of the best that are around today. So, without further ado, slide forward here, and we are going to look at the Reeve Sebenza number 31. Let's go ahead and open this up here and take a little tour around this. The one I'm showing you today is more of what Reeve guys calls a PJ or a plain Jane model. It's just more so raw titanium handles. I kind of went with this model because this is a model I plan on, I do carry, and I've had more fancier models before they have real ornate handle scales, burl woods, micartas, carbon fiber. But on this particular model, I just went with the plain raw titanium, and this is what Reeve calls the Insingo blade. Now there's 3 different blade types. If I'm saying that right, I believe there's 3 different blade types, blade styles you can get on this knife. This is what they call the Insingo blade, which is my personal favorite. There is a drop point, which is kind of the tried and true classic, and there's even a Tonto bladed model. But this Insingo blade is kind of, to me, it's the best of both worlds. Kind of has a little sheep's foot-esque blade to it with some belly here on the cutting edge. And it is just ideal for most any kind of EDC task that you throw at it. You could tell here it has a real thin, hollow grind. I'm sure that's not gonna, it's gonna probably do no good for me to turn that in the camera, but trust me on this, it is a high hollow grind, so this is a excellent slicing knife. Like I said, it excels in most anything EDC that you're going to throw at it. The actual name Sebenza is South African Zulu, a Zulu word for worker. So this is the Reeve model of a work knife. Let's kind of give you a shot of that in my mitts here. It is very hand-feeling. I would say fairly ergonomic knife. It's not the most ergonomic knife in the world, but it's by far not the worst. And it just absolutely gets the job done, folks. If you want a knife that is going to hold up, it is going to take some abuse. I mean, all knives are not meant to be, let's just go out and abuse them and see how much they can take, but this one's going to take its share, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed on that front. It's going to hold up. They're noted for that. This is what, if you can see here on the back, this is what most of you would know is a frame lock. It's actually called the Reeve integral lock, and Chris Reeve actually designed that lock style many years ago. The Sebenza actually came out in 1990, so we're sorry about shaking the camera there, but we're looking at like a 33-year-old knife model. So like I said, this is definitely been around the block and back a few times, and there's a reason for it. But yeah, it's called he called it the Reeve integral lock, and people have kind of modernized it and shortened the name down to what we know today as the frame lock, but it is the same lock, and Chris Reeve was initially the person that came up with that locking system. So this guy here has a blue thumb stud on one side, and it has a little blue lanyard tube right there down at the bottom. I have hence taken off the lanyard. I don't really care for a lanyard on this particular knife, so I just took the lanyard off and left the blue tube. But yeah, I've got mine broke in pretty good, so that popped right out there. They are notorious for basically being a more so deliberate, slow roll kind of open knife. But like I say, mine is pretty broke in, so I have no problem with the thumb flick deployment. But anyway, I just wanted to stop by, show you this this knife. Like I say, most of you are somewhat familiar with this. It is a absolute great EDC knife. Couldn't recommend it more. Just to give you some quick specs, the handle length on this guy closed is like 4.79 inches. Open, we have a total length from tip to heel of 8.40 inches, which leaves us a blade length of 3.61 inches. And of that 3.61, from right here to the tip, you have about a 3.4 inch cutting edge. So you're not losing very much at all in between your blade length to your cutting edge, your maximum cutting surface. So again, guys, just wanted to drop by. Don't want to make this too long, but yeah, the Chris Reeve Sebenza 31, and this is the Insingo bladed model, and this is the I have got this one in the Magnacut steel. Chris Reeve is running their Magnacut. I know most of you know Magnacut's kind of the rave right now in blade steel. Chris Reeve is running theirs 63 to 64 on the Rockwell hardness, which I think is absolutely top shelf, especially for a folder. That is going to get you the maximum blade edge retention out of a folding knife. I know sometimes, depending on what you're looking for, that you could run Magnacut a little softer, like especially in a fixed blade, if you were, if they were shooting for more toughness in the blade steel. But for a folder that's going to be more EDC styled, knife 63, 64 is right where you want to be. And I think they run this very adequately. And yeah, folks, this is just a top shelf pocket knife. If you haven't heard of it, I'm glad that I brought it to you today, but there's a reason this thing has been at a top seller since all the way back in 1990. The Chris Reeve Sebenza 31, and this one in Magnacut with Insingo blade. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on the next one. HT out.